Nice to have you here in the studio.
Hello again, glad to have you. I'm going to do some trees today. I'm going to use this water-soluble oil. A lot of fun. I'm having fun with it. learning every day. I'm really enjoying this. So I think I'll do some trees with you. I think what I'm going to do too is, a lot of us have a problem with greens. I know I do. And so I'm going to do green trees today. Is that all right with you? We'll do those deciduous trees and have some fun with them, all right? Now, there's all kind of trees. We know that. There's just so many that it's hard for me to, I don't know all of them. I know the ones that grow around our place. We have mostly pines down our way, pines and oaks and gum trees. But in some places we have, I'm going to draw you a group of trees, and I'll show you how to get them in and quickly. So maybe this is just a group of trees that you've seen off in the distance someplace, and we might just start, you know, they all come with various shades of green. So I'm adding, when I want the cool, I add blues. When I want the warm greens, I add warms, yellows, reds, etc. When I want the cools, I add the blues and the violets, etc. That's pretty simple. So I'm just going to draw a bunch of just an old group of trees that have been hanging by the side of the road, just staying by the side of the road, just not bothering anybody, just growing, you know, just growing. As we get the light source, which comes, who knows, maybe it's coming from the top today, so we get it at noontime, and naturally the top of the tree is going to be what? It's going to be the lightest, because that's where our light source is coming from. So the tops of these branches that stick out are going to be lighter, and the tops of the top of the trees, they're going to be lighter, because they just catch the light source. So I'm going to do that, and I'll, once in a while, to accent that, I'll just put a little dark, maybe that's just a something that's a bough that's got more leaves on it, it's tucked underneath, and we know that it's holding up these young leaves on these branches. The higher you go, naturally, the light source is going to catch it. So that's something to keep in mind too. When you get down to the bottom, these other branches down on the bottom, they don't get as much light source, so they're going to be darker. Wouldn't you think so? Yes, if you go out and take a good look at them, that's what you're going to see. Wherever the light source hits, and these boughs down on the bottom certainly are going to be older, and they've been around longer, so they're going to not be as apt to catch the sunlight, or the light source, which is the sunlight in this case. And I'm just quickly putting these together. Now, you don't see much of anything there. I know you don't, and you're saying, what on earth is he coming up with? So I'm just going to show you in a minute. And there's maybe just one or two that they've hit there, and maybe they've hit that one there. And maybe they've hit that one there. And maybe they've hit this one here, see? Who knows? But there's all kind of grains. You can see them right there. You can see them. I can see them. So remember, if you want a warm green, you're going to put the warm colors to it. Add the warm colors to the green. If you want a cool green, you're going to add the cool colors to the green, especially the ultramarine blues and the cobalt blues to make it darker if you want a good dark green, okay? That's the way to do that. Just think about it. If it's cool, you go to the cool colors. If it's warm, you go to the warm colors. Pretty simple. So kind of think about that a little bit. So I'm just putting a variety of these in here. Now, this is the fun part of it. You haven't seen much of anything, but you will now. Underneath these trees, naturally, there's going to be a shadow cast by the trees. Okay, you see that? Okay, now let's go ahead and make this look like a okay. That look like a tree trunk to you? Now it looks like a grove of trees, doesn't it? Don't make them all the same. Maybe put another one in there. That'll break that up. They don't have to be green too. We can make them another color. We can make them burnt sienna and ochre and make a tree trunk out of them. See, we can do that. I just happen to have the green on the brush, and so I thought I'd show you how I would do it. And sometimes we get carried away and we want to put all the knots and all that kind of stuff in it. Well, when you have a grove of trees, especially if they're in the distance, you won't see all that. You'll just see what I'm showing you here. Okay? Did you get that light at the top because the light source hits it? Cooler and darker at the bottom because the light source does not get to it. And of course, the shading underneath the tree see the difference? Can you see that? Okay. How's that? That all right with you? I've had some fun. Hope you have. See you next trip. Maybe we'll just make something else for you. Thank you. See you next trip.